be reviewing a makeup brand that I'm very excited about because the packaging genuinely seems sustainable. Not just greenwashing sustainable, but actually sustainable. And the brand is called Authored. Everything's made out of aluminium. It's actually Tanya Burr's brand. If you don't know who Tanya Burr is, she is an OG YouTuber. I'm coming at this from quite an unbiased perspective because I actually didn't used to watch her. I don't even think she posts on YouTube anymore. Now she posts just on Instagram. I think she's moved into acting and other things, but she used to have a range called Tanya Burr Cosmetics, which has now been discontinued, I believe. And this is a little bit more grown up, shall we say. I mean, the logo does look a lot like the Verse logo. That was the first thing I noticed. But that's not important. What is important is that everything in the collection, there's 4 things in the range. I don't know if she's going to expand it, but at the moment she launched with 4 things. I bought all 4 with my own monies. And I'm going to test them for you today. But just a side note on the packaging, a lot of brands will launch packaging and say like, oh, it's made out of 5% recycled plastic, or they'll try and give a sustainable spin on something that's actually not that sustainable, because it's like, okay, cool, 5% recycled plastic, but how do I dispose of it? How is it then recycled? Whereas these are actually aluminium compartments. For example, with the brow gel, it's an aluminium compartment. The wand, I believe, is still plastic, so you can't recycle the wand, but everything else, once you're finished with it, you can hold onto the wand and separate it from the lid and separate the actual sort of like bullet part and recycle it, which is incredible. And aluminium can be recycled over and over. So yeah, I'm very, very impressed with the concept of actually thinking through how these products are going to be disposed of at the end of their life cycle. So that is that's brilliant. It's also cruelty free. Obviously all 4 products are vegan, which is very exciting. When I get onto the lip balm, I will talk a little bit more about that, but let's start with the tinted moisturiser. I got mine in the shade 4. I think Tanya said she goes for 2 or 3, so I don't know, this might be too dark for me. But yes, we'll have to we'll just give it a go. You're supposed to open it with the cap up. Oh, okay, yeah, that's why. You have to open it with the cap upwards, because otherwise it will probably just dribble out if you do it the other way around. It looks quite runny. I'm just gonna apply it with my hands. Already have SPF on. My skin is kind of normal, so I'm wanting a sort of satin finish. I like a nice natural finish, nothing too matte. So that's a pretty good shade match actually, because it's more of a sheer coverage. The idea is that one colour can actually work for a couple of different skin tones. When I looked at the different shades as well, it looked like they were quite a good spread. If you can't afford as a new brand to do, you know, 50 different shades with all different undertones, at least give people the spread of shades. Don't do 20 light shades and then 2 deeper shades, because it's just not fair. Not fair at all. I have to say, I do like this. Don't get me wrong, that is light coverage, but I think the finish is pretty nice. It's almost like blurring ever so slightly. It's very subtle, like you can see. I've got a little spot here and I'll put some on top, and I'm sure it won't do much. So I would go in with a concealer with this in the future. In fact, I will go in with a concealer under my eyes. I would say it's very runny. I don't know if it suits this kind of packaging. It's not unworkable, but it's just, I can see this getting a little bit messy. I wonder if I'll set it down, if it'll start dribbling out. Hopefully not. That's not a very nice sentence, is it? I'm going to add another layer now, because she said it was buildable when I watched her Instagram story, IGTV, one of the 2. You know what, first impressions, I really, really like that. If you like a very lightweight, light coverage, I would say, but a nice sort of blurred effect, nothing that's overly dewy but doesn't look matte and flat, I think this is very pretty. It's not as much coverage as my Purito BB cream, but some days you don't want too much coverage. Some days you want your skin to shine through. So yeah, that's that one. On first application, I would have to give this 8 out of 10. I do like it. And I think the shade match was pretty darn good. Well done me. I think number 4 is supposed to be light with neutral undertones. That's what I usually go for. So if you're going for shade 4, use me as a reference. I was going to go in with some winged liner, but I think I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of eye pencil, because I'm going to test the mascara later and I don't want the winged liner to make the mascara look better than it is. Trying to keep it a fair test. This is the Planet Revolution colour crayon in the shade dark brown. I love this stuff. I've got a full review on their sustainable collection. I will link it if you want to check it out. But yeah, I'm just going to put a little bit of this on my upper lash line, like so. Cool. Okay, right. Kind of did that in the wrong order because I was going to go on to brows next. This is what the brow gel looks like. It is called, oh, hang on a second. I didn't tell you how much this was. This retails for £28, so not super duper affordable, and the brow gel is £18, so again pretty expensive, but people have different sort of price points when it comes to makeup. So let's see, I did open this earlier just to have a look at the brush, and this was a little bit confusing in terms of the colour because it's a tiny little brush and the actual gel is tinted. So they had a clear one and they also had, I think, a blonde, a brown, a dark brown, and then a brown black. But it was quite confusing because the descriptions I think were wrong on the website, because you clicked on dark brown, for example, and it said sort of mid-tones with peachy undertones or something. I feel like the website kind of messed up there. But anyway, I picked dark brown, I believe. Is it dark brown? Oh no, mid brown. Okay. That could have been a mistake because my eyebrows are pretty dark. I usually fill them in with a little bit of powder first, but I'm just going to see what it would look like if I just went straight in with the brow gel. And I have tried a million vegan brow gels. I've tried so many. And I've tried some non-vegan ones as well. I've tried the Glossier Boy Brow, which admittedly is very good. It does have beeswax in, but it is pretty good. My favourite one, if you wanted to know, I do have a whole video on my vegan brow gel collection, but this one is incredible. It's covered in makeup, but it's the £2.50 boutique Sainsbury's brow gel. I love it. It's incredible. It's really good. So I'm not really looking for a new brow gel, especially when it's £18 and my favourite is £2.50. But this is very much giving me Glossier Boy Brow vibes. It's pretty waxy in terms of the formula. I think a lot of these you try and they're super liquidy and they don't really do much in terms of sort of building the brow. I can't see any fibres. No, I can't see any fibres, whereas I feel like Boy Brow had fibres in it. Okay, let's compare the two brows. Can you see any difference? A little bit. You can see they're a little bit more filled in on this side. I do still kind of want to add a bit of powder, but that's just personal preference. I always do that. I use a brown eyeshadow just because I like to build up the arch a tiny bit. I would say mid-brown is actually quite an intense brown, don't you think? All right, and the other one. Cool, okay, nice. I mean, I like this. If you like Glossier Boy Brow, you'll like this, is my advice. But for £18, I think that's more expensive than Boy Brow. Not sure how much product you get with Boy Brow, but with this one you get 4 millilitres. But I do like it. It doesn't, if my brows don't feel crunchy at all, I just don't think it glues them down. But I don't think Boy Brow does that either. I don't think it like sort of sticks them down, whereas the boutique brow gel does kind of keep them in place. And then time for mascara. This is their authored mascara. Doesn't really have a name, just mascara. And this is what the wand looks like. Oh. There we go. I did open it earlier to have a little look. I do like these kind of bristles. I do think this is going to work for me, but you know, famous last words and everything, so let's give it a go. I think I heard her talking about how she wanted something quick, volumizing, lengthening, obviously, and something that lasted all day and didn't transfer, but was easy enough to get off in the evening. So all of those things I am all about. I have to say, I think that is one of the best mascaras I've used in a while. Like, my lashes are pretty straight and I feel like it's curled them quite nicely. I like that. It's not super duper duper clumpy volumizing, but I'd say it's given them volume without spideriness. I mean, I don't need to add any more, but yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that. My eyes aren't stinging either. I do have sensitive eyes and they're not stinging. I will let you know down below whether this transfers, whether it irritated my eyes throughout the day or not. I'm hoping not, because I actually think I'm really impressed with like the openingness. Like, I feel like it's given them a little lift. I didn't curl them or anything. And I have been using, I love this mascara. I've been using this one by Revolution, the Lift and Define 5D. Do really like it, but sometimes it does sting my eyes. But very like quickly volumizing, a bit like this one, but this one's a little bit more clumpy. But this one's about £5 and this one is £20. So it's not a cheap mascara, but if you like to invest in your makeup, There we go. I would say the price point of all this stuff, it kind of reminds me of NARS. Not that that's a cruelty-free brand, but that's what it's kind of giving me in terms of price point. So yes, that's that one. I would say I give this, again, 8 out of 10 on first application. Really enjoy. Oh, I didn't rank the brow gel. I would say probably 7 out of 10, just because I feel like it's not going to make my brow hair stay in place like my boutique one does. So 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. And then last but not least, the lip balm. So this is interesting because I'll tell you for why. When I was listening to Tanya talk about it, she was saying that her favorite lip balms are lip balms with lanolin in, and I am actually the same. Even though lanolin is not vegan, and I don't use it now, I've never found a vegan lip balm that is as good as lanolin containing lip balms. And if you don't know what lanolin is, it is basically, it's like something that comes off of the wool of a sheep. It's kind of like a waxy kind of gunky stuff, which sounds really gross, but it is very good if you've got like eczema. I think it's in E45 cream, which is really good for eczema, and it's kind of like a occlusive, I think, and so it's really good for lip balms, to use in lip balms and to use as a lip balm. So when Tanya said she was designing this range to be completely vegan, she said she went on a hunt to try and find a vegan alternative to lanolin. And she says this is even better than lanolin containing lip balm. So I am very, very intrigued, because I am a tough critic when it comes to lip balms. I really am. So this is just called their lip balm. Comes in a little tube. I think I might just put a little bit of lip colour on. This is the Barry M liquid lipstick in Runway. Cool. Okay, right, I've dried my lips out. Now let's add some moisture. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger. Ooh. Taking note of the consistency. Feels pretty thick. I do find a lot of vegan lip balms I try very, very thin. Smells like marzipan. Okay, smells incredible. Smells like cherry, marzipan, vanilla, frangipane, cake. It smells really, really good. Feels very nice on the lips. I will say it's not as thick as lanolin. I was expecting something thick with 2 C's like lanolin is. It's not as thick as that, I have to say. Give it another try, Becky. Don't get carried away, but I was expecting it to be a bit thick. Because she bigged it up so much to be better than lanolin, I was expecting it to be a little bit thicker. If you want my honest thoughts, that is what I'm thinking. So still a nice lip balm, thicker than some other vegan lip balms I've used, but I would still say needs a little something. But I will keep using it and let you know how I feel. This retails for £16. And it's a clear lip balm. I just added a little bit of tint. Actually, halfway through taking my makeup off on this side, my mascara's lasted well, and actually my base makeup lasted really well as well. Lip balm, don't like. Brow gel, quite like. I say I like everything apart from the lip balm, which is a letdown, but yeah, that's your update. That is my overall review of the range. I would say my favourite thing was probably the mascara or the tinted moisturiser, because these two really impressed me. Nice and blurring, lightweight on the skin, looks very natural. This, nice and lifting, didn't irritate my eyes. And the lip balm I would say is my least fave, just mainly because I was so excited for something really thick. But hey ho, you can't win them all. And I think the quality overall is very, very nice, and I'm very happy for her to have launched this brand. It just seems like a very considered brand. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like she's just slapped her name on anything. Doesn't even have her name on the packaging. Double points for the recyclable packaging. I think that is very, very innovative, and I hope every single brand, cruelty free or non-cruelty free, vegan or non-vegan, follows suit, because I think that this is the future. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you've tried this range, let me know what you tried, whether you liked it, whether you didn't. Subscribe if you want to see some more from me, and I will see you very soon. Bye.